So first I started off by tracing the template onto one of the pieces of paper. And then what I did was I cut out each piece separately and I traced it onto the paper. But I did make the arms a little bit bigger, as you can see. And I also did the same thing for the star at the top. And next what I did was I just drew on the chocolate frosting or whatever it is onto his head, and I also drew on the face and the tummy. And by the way, you do not have to use a template, you can just draw yours out by hand if you want. So now on to the next step. So next what I did was I coloured the bear a very light yellow colour, as you can see. And I also did the same for the ears and the body. And then what I did was I used a yellow ochre pencil and I just coloured in the tail and also the tummy and the ears. And then I just went over it using this yellow pencil just to make it a little bit lighter. And then what I did was I just used a darker brown pencil to draw on the lines, and I also outlined the cone as well. And by the way, I'm just using these images here as reference. So now moving on to the next step. So next what I did was I coloured the tail fin brown, and I also coloured the star and the frosting brown as well. And I just used this brown marker so that's what it looks like. So now moving on to the next step. So next what I did was I coloured the top yellow, and then I used an orange pencil for the lines. And I'm not sure if you can see, but I did also add a little bit of like shading using a brown pencil, just to make it look a little bit more like 3D, I guess. And then I just used a green marker for the top. And by the way, I decided to do the pineapple design, but you can of course do whatever design you want for yours, and you can also come up with your own design if you want to. So now we can move on to the next step. So next what I did was I coloured in the face using the brown marker. And then I just used a light pink pencil for the cheeks or the blush. And I did mess up a little bit on the mouth, but that's fine. But I still think it looks pretty cute. So now moving on to the next step. So next what I did was I covered the whole thing with clear tape. And next what I did was I taped another piece of paper behind it. And then you just want to start cutting out the shape, so that way you'll have two pieces. So you just want to keep doing this until you have two separate pieces. So I'm just going to finish this and I'll be right back. So here's what it looks like after I've finished cutting it out. And I already went ahead and I coloured it in, and I also covered it with clear tape. So now that we have both pieces ready, we can move on to the next step. So next what I did was I started taping the two pieces together, as you can see. And next what I did was I just cut up some pieces of memory foam, and then you just want to place it inside like so. And by the way, you do not have to use memory foam, you can also use cotton balls or even a plastic bag. And I know it doesn't look very neat, but that's fine. And lastly, what you want to do is you just want to tape up the gap. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'll show you the final thing. So here is what it looks like once I finish taping it all together. And it did turn out pretty squishy. And I know it does look a little bit like messy in some areas, but I am still getting used to making paper squishies, so yeah, but I still think it turned out pretty cute. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and as always, please feel free to request some more squishy tutorials or video ideas you'd like me to do in the comments below. And also please feel free to request some more paper squishy tutorials as well, because I really want to try making more of these this year, since I only made 2 last year, so yeah. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.